Okay, we're going to start off with the single whip. What you've done is you've come here, hooked the hand, you've caught the opponent's hand. You've caught the opponent's hand.
Oh.
That's all right. You've caught the opponent.
Then I won't be in your way.
Okay. We have, we're doing a cloud hands, and we finished the cloud hands. Single whip, hook, thrust. Advance half step, sit back, get the weight, come back, and it's sort of like a block here. You come right back here, block. You're still stuck on this leg, so all you can do is move your waist to give you body, but you're going up the mane, you're coming across, and you could poke this guy in the chest or in his neck, or you can come across and you're just gathering power, and you're coming up, coming here, going up, okay? From here, get to the dantin, center yourself, dantin, like we practiced earlier in the warm-up, come up, hand out this way, hand out that way, eye that way, okay? Out here, out here, and then after you're out here, elbows in, relax, turn around, come back, center your weight, come back up and out, and hand out this way. You notice one hand is going here, and this hand is not a dummy hand. This hand is to help you. You're on a tightrope and you need yourself out as far as you can go. So don't be ashamed to come up to get your elevation, and then you're coming out this way.
Talked about kicking in line. Okay, I want to go over that just so that we understand, and we're starting at some clear understanding. So whenever we kick, right away when we're doing warm-up exercise, we know that if we're going to do a right kick, our right hand has to come on the outside. What does that mean? It means that when your right foot comes up, the right hand has to take this outward position from our cross. To come out in line means the right hand has to follow that kick. Okay? Similarly, when our left foot comes up, our left hand has to come on the outside of our cross, and it has to then kick out in line, in, down, okay? So when we do our warm-ups, we are actually doing a movement, just like Golden Cockerel, but this time in this way, where after our high pad on the horse, okay? But within, you notice that we did one kick, we did a double punch, and then we pivoted, then we did the other kick, so not immediately after each other. In every situation, whenever you kick or whenever you move, we are using the same technique. We're saying that in commencing form, we can never advance a foot unless the other foot is rooted. It's rooted as if it were a banyan tree that cannot be moved by anyone with help, okay? So as early as commencing form, we have the principle of Tai Chi at work. When we're in the middle of the movement in kicking out, we are also in that same principle. We can never elevate or move the one foot unless the other foot is rooted. And we can follow that we're in line. We need to follow that we're in line, just the way we center when we brush our knee or when we repulse the monkey. So what is that doing for us? It's giving us balance. We're saying, how can anybody kick and still keep their balance? You know that in Tai Chi, you're using your whole body. If you're using it in the correct way, everything about you is helping you with your kick. You're kicking in line, you're using your danten to focus, you're using your mind to not think about what's going on outside, and you're using that other hand to help you. And already, if you came here, you know that this is the rooted foot. If I still had weight on this foot, I would not be able to elevate it. And if I'm not rooted down strong enough, I would then be wobbly. Okay? But once I realize and focus that this is a strong foot, this is the foot that needs to come out, and this is the hand that needs to come out, this is all focus in here, and my danten, which is the center of gravity, those are all working for me and in play. So you say, well, shall I just do it only for the kickouts? No, you do it in everything you do in Tai Chi, and beyond that, you do it in daily living. Okay? So even right away, you say, what do you mean? Well, when you walk, if you do it slowly, you're going to advance and you're going to lift up and shift your weight, and then you're going to come down, you're going to shift your weight, you're going to root yourself, and all of this going on, okay? But you don't really think about it and plan it. But during the course of learning Tai Chi, you train yourself, mind and body, that this is the way activities or movements take place. And you don't have to worry about, when you walk, you just walk naturally, because Tai Chi then becomes a natural posture and movement for you. When you make that wrong move or attempt to make that wrong move, something triggers in your mind to say, I can't do it, or I shouldn't do it, and hopefully will catch you from that accident. Okay? All right. So you're doing it with me, and then we're going to say adios, okay? Left foot on a line, right foot on another line, single whip. Half step forward, sit back, pat your horse on its mane, cross at your wrist, step out, palms down, heel down, shift your weight. Right hand on the outside, right foot coming up to kick out in line, in, drop gently on your heel, palms open and fisted, single whip. Sit back, on your heel, pivot, look to the field, left hand on the outside, left foot coming up, kick out, in, hook. Okay? So let me talk about the hook. Turn this way so that you can practice well at home. So I'm going to start with watch first. You're going to do a double punch. You're going to sit back. You're going to pivot. You see that pivoted foot? It wants to come all the way to the line, on the line, or parallel to the line. Okay, so watch again. This is my double punch. I sit back. The more I can sit back, the more room and area in which I can turn. I want to turn all the way so my foot is parallel to the line or on a line, because I want to be in my good position to then put up this foot to kick out, but be ready for this. And this is what I wanted to teach you, okay? So if you can study what I do, hopefully be online, and then we can move into the next step. So this is what I want to do. Watch first. This is single whip. Sit back really well so I can pivot. Then bring up your left foot, left hand to kick out. Then this is the hook, and then this is the down. Okay, so what is it doing? It's a lot of seconds to keep this up, a lot of seconds to then place it down. So what does that take? That takes focusing, takes danten, it takes strength. Some of these elements can only be done over a course of time. In other words, you may have some wobbliness, or you want to come down and then you want to come out. I will take anything that you can do, and then we can work towards higher limits. So ideally, once again, double punch, sit back, pivot all the way around, coming up with your left foot and your left hand, kicking out, hooking in, serpent. Toe down, if you want to go ahead, the toe, feet are supposed to be parallel on the toe and in line with the heel of my planted foot. So to start, you may say, what does she mean? Heel, out, toe, parallel. And that's the position. But how do you know that? You're going to have to plan it out this way. It's not a hit or miss in the beginning. It's a direct looking and feeling. Then later on, it'll be a hooking, and then you have that sort of idea. Then you're going to come down to be a serpent. Okay? All right, so that's a lot. I always think that homework is important.